Howdy ho, neighbors. Welcome to our weekly lunch chat. That means it's Friday and hooray for the weekend. Weekend. Don't you just love the potential that a weekend offers? Even if I know I have plans, like not exciting plans, like a fully scheduled weekend, I'm just always so sure I'm going to get so much knitting done on my weekend. It doesn't always pan out, but I enjoy the feeling of thinking it's going to happen. I've got hot tea here. I just made it, so it's killing me. I can't quite drink it yet. I've got my Jam PDX mug. I think the light's gonna blur out. It says resist right here. It's a good message to keep in mind. Resist. So you might notice I'm coming to you live on location from a very special place, giving you a very insider's look at my stash. Check this out. So, I have co-opted my daughter's art desk to set this up here in our family room and give you all a behind the scenes look at what my chaos looks like at home. A lot of you might think that as a yarn shop owner, your stash just is the shop, right? Because you can buy from yourself whatever you need to. It used to be that way for several years of my shop, life. Somewhere along the way, I was convinced to start bringing yarn home. And then this. So that's what this is. So yeah, this is my stash, and it's mostly pretty well contained here. What we have. It's organized. There's some lace weight right here, some mohair lace, and then we move into fingering. I've got more full skeins here, and then in some lower bins that you can't see are all the fingering leftovers that I'm going to talk about in just a second. We have books, blocking tools up over my head here. That's a picture of, a frame of pictures of my sister and I when we were kids, but it's covering up more books right there. DK right behind me. DK is my biggest stash quantity, so that is basically almost 4 bins right here. More books up here, and I culled these books hard when we moved into this house, so showing them all to you makes me feel like I still have a lot of books, but it's probably half of what I used to have. Hey Sarah, good to see you. This is kind of like current musings stuff, and then we have some worsted in bins here. All of my hand spun is right here in this bin. More books, and then we have some more hand spun mini skeins, odds and ends, and then bulky is down in the corner that you can't quite see. So there you have it. You just got to see what lives at Casa de Keller. There's so many projects on the floor behind me, you guys. If you could only see those. Oh my God, so many whips. It's funny because I work out in here, and then we all, as a family, we watch TV in this room. You can't see the rest of it. It's a pretty large room. It's kind of like what they call a bonus room. It's over the garage. And so when I work out in here, I'm basically facing this wall, and all I can think about, first, let's back up. If you know me, you know I hate to exercise. Hate to exercise. I would promise you that if they could do some sort of test on me, they would find I am somebody who never gets that adrenaline rush, that high from having worked out. I hate it. I spend every second of a workout thinking about the time I could be doing something I would enjoy doing more. And it's even compounded more when I'm working out in this room facing this wall, because all I do is I look at the projects on the floor that need to be finished, the potential yarn that could be used in all of these bins, and I think about what I would like to be doing, which is knitting or creating or designing or something, anything other than working out. But there you have it. That's reality. It's the same thing. So my chair, kind of like when we watch movies, is over here on the side. So there's a little bit, you can see a little bit of my little side table where my tools, etc., live next to my chair. And I love it. It's the first time I've had a dedicated space at my home in my life for my knitting, and it makes me happy. It makes me so happy just to even sit here. So I've known for a while that I wanted to give you guys a little glimpse of this, because I think it's fun to get to see kind of behind the scenes and not just like my disastrously messy, overpacked office all the time. So here you have it. This is my little corner of the house full of yarn. It was kind of funny because when we moved into this house about 1.5 years ago, this shelf behind me, we set that up initially on a different wall. And I'm sure you can imagine, you know, the effort it took to sort and then organize, plan, and then shelve all these bits and bobs and things. Got it all perfect. And about a month later, my oldest, my teen, and my husband kind of took a hard look at the room and decided that really we had to rearrange it. And I was livid. I was livid. I probably didn't behave very nicely about it. Sorry guys, I'll just put that out there in public. I officially apologize for my bad behavior, but I had to take everything off the shelf. Everything had to get dumped down into boxes again so that we could move the shelf, because it's one of those IKEA things. It's open on the back. I mean, if we had tried to like move it, it all would have just spilled, right? It's very precariously perched as it is, all of these like small little balls and remnants. So anyways, that was fun, not. So anyways, thanks for joining me today. Oh, it's better. It was undrinkable there for a few minutes because it's a little too fresh. But so back to talking about the fingering. So I mentioned that I have 2 contained bins where I've got fingering leftovers, and I have them sorted roughly by color group because of my scrap yarn granny square. And some of you may remember this from last year. Last fall, summer-ish, we all kind of got on a kick at the store of making these scrap yarn blankets with our scrap yarn. And so I'm taking the Church Mouse One Big Granny Square blanket. I'm doing it on, I believe, a size D crochet hook because the Church Mouse pattern calls for worsted weight. I'm using fingering, and I have set up all my fingering in these bins so I can pull out all the purples or all the blues or whatever it is, and just I grab a few at a time. I put them in this little pouch that I carry around, and I've been making this. And so I wanted to show it to you because I keep it here. It's too big to start. It's too big to keep hauling around at this point. So it just lives here, and I just haven't had a lot of time to work on it in at least 3 or 4 months because of shop samples and other commitments. And so I thought this is a great opportunity to show you guys. So I'm going to step back here. This is my fingering weight scrap yarn granny square blanket. I don't even know if I can back up far enough to get it all in the picture. I absolutely love this. I just absolutely love it. I love the colors, the order I've used the colors, the fact that I'm using up bits, and they just don't go very fast. You'd think, oh, I'm going to use up all these leftovers. It's going to be so great. I feel like I have not even made a dent. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that since we're here. I actually did start another one of these already. When it became obvious I wasn't even going to come close to using the leftovers, I started another one that is more portable, that I can carry around. And so that one's about like yay big. So this one is getting close to a size that I think could be finished. I just haven't decided how, or I haven't decided. So it just is here in this state. I think I just got some fiber in my eye. Let's see, Jill says, yes, Jill, I'm not that organized. It's a very, oh, there we got it. Organized looking mess, I assure you. I mean, there's this precarious stack, but then behind it is just a total mess. And like if you pulled one of those things off, it would just tumble. It would all just fly out like an avalanche. Yes, my Sarah asked if this was from IKEA, and yes, this is the, oh my gosh. It almost just came right out of my mouth, and then I forgot. I've always known what these are because we used to use these. They used to be the majority of the displays in our shop. Expedite shelves. EXPEDIT, expedite or something like that. So yes, if you wanted to find these, you can. I don't know if they still make these cool dividers. That was several years ago that we got those when we use these shops in the shelves, but they're really handy if they do make them. I highly recommend them. And then of course they make a lot of baskets and things that you can shove in and out of these that are very helpful when you have a lot of really small or kind of roly-poly type of balls. So yeah, love this thing. So let's see, what else am I going to talk to you guys about? I have some really fun news. Addy Turbo Needles is doing a Rockets promotion and a Rockets Squared promotion, I should say. They've done this before, but it's been a few years. I don't exactly remember when, but they're doing it again. And it started on February 1st and it runs through May 31st. So you have 4 full months to take advantage of this. And so basically what it is if you buy 4 Rocket Squared needles, you can fill out this little form and then send it in to Addy in Seattle, and they will send you your choice of a 5th needle for free. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew about this, because those of you who are fans of the new Rocket Squareds, which includes me and it includes Jill, you definitely want to take advantage of this. If you're going to be adding these to your collection anyways, all you need is the receipts from your purchase between February 1st and May 31st, and then you can fill out that form, send it off, you get a free needle. That's like a $17 value. I think the Rockets Squareds are $15 to $22. So it's really, really a great way to get more needles into your collection, especially if you knew you wanted to add more to your collection anyways. So yes. Other fun news, I'm going to show you some of the shop samples I'm working on in new yarns that we've received for spring and summer. And then I'm going to talk to you about those yarns, just a quick smidge. So first of all, you might remember I said last Friday, I was going to chain on a new shop sample, which is going to be a big stretch for me, which is a crocheted top. Okay, so I started it. It was a big brain bender. See if I can talk. For sure, it takes a lot of concentration for me to figure out crochet, but eventually after I got like a repeat or 2 under my belt, and I really love using crochet charts. For me, they really make more sense than trying to read the written instructions. So I got started on Antilles, which is a cute little short sleeve crocheted top from Barocco in one of their new spring summer yarns. So I'm going to hold that up for you now. So this yarn is so fun. So it's like a little shell pattern, and it's worked side to side. So basically I'm working from the drop shoulder sleeve across like this. And here's my ball. So you can kind of get a, oh yeah, that shows it really well. So this yarn is a linen and poly blend, and the poly comes from this cool little wrapper around the linen. It is really interesting to work with. So that is for sure stretching my muscles to figure out this crochet thing. And I'm hoping to get more work on that this weekend. And then this is a cute little top. It's called the Elemental Raglan. This is my sleeve yarn. You're wondering what this bright chartreuse is. I've got my sleeves on hold now. But this is done in a loose garter stitch. So it's going to be kind of airy and drapey when it's all done, and it's got like a cute little split hem with a high-low front back hem. And this is in Barocco Summer Silk, which is just butter. Last week I think I said it feels like cashmere. I stand by that. So, and it's got 240 yards per skein, so it's been really nice. I think I just moved to my second skein. I got all the way past the armholes on this, and I moved to my second skein, and I think this is the size 42. So that whole top is going to take about 3 1/4 skeins. Unbelievable. But talking about both of those brings me to our spring summer yarn tasting. Sorry, I just made the camera bounce. Sorry. So we have just launched registration for our next yarn tasting, and it's a virtual yarn tasting just like this past fall's was. Some of you might have participated in that and know what I'm talking about. But basically what it is it's sort of like an online course where we send you samples of 20 plus yarns from our spring summer new arrivals, And you get to play with those and watch videos that I create for you in an online classroom where I talk about each yarn in depth and its properties, what it's good for, how much it costs, what kind of colors it comes in, and I give you project ideas. And so it's a great way to get your hand on all of this new stuff that we have received and are receiving in the next month. So check that out. It's on our website. You can go to the classes events tab, and then there's a link to it there. We have two options this year, or this time. One of them is just the standard tasting we've always done, which is like 6-yard samples wound onto cards that you can just knit little swatches of as you go along and watch the videos. But if you're somebody who would just really like to get some more out of this and get more hands-on experience with each yarn and potentially have enough to do a little something with, we have a new option, which is a half skein option. So it's $46 for the 6-yard option, and we have some extra bonuses. We're going to be tasting a few things that aren't just yarn this time. So that includes your samples, some extras, and your and then if you are needing it to be shipped, you can sign up for the shipping option. It's $125 if you want the half skein option. So 2 ways to go about the yarn tasting for the spring summer. If you did participate in the fall yarn tasting, hang tight. Don't register quite yet because I'm going to be sending you a coupon because you get to re-register for the same price that you got for the fall one, which was $40. So returning tasters get a little bit of a discount. So make sure you watch for that coupon from me next week before registering. But everybody else, if you'd like to go check it out, it's a lot of fun. We got great feedback from everybody who participated in our fall tasting. I think we did 26 people. And we shipped quite a few. So that was people all over the country, you know, getting samples of the yarn so that they could play with them. And then I walk you through with videos that you can watch at your leisure, which means you don't have to try to cram it all in one 3-hour night like we used to do. Like we never could get through all the yarns. We could just never do it in one event. So this makes it a little bit more practical. You actually get to experience each yarn instead of just hustling through and, you know, barely registering what I was saying when I used to do these live in the shop. So, and this way more people can participate as well. You can participate from far away and feel like you're right here with us. So do check that out. The registration is open through the end of February, and then we will ship or make available for pickup the packages in the week of the 16th of March, and then the online course will go live on the 23rd of March once everyone's had a chance to get the yarns in their hand. And the reason the registration's open till the end of February is because we have several yarns that are not going to arrive until then anyway. So we have to wait till the beginning of March to make sure we get all of the new spring summer stuff so we can make sure everybody's packages have every yarn that they're supposed to and extra goodies. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Quick sip, just a sec. Jill says, wait till you see my unorganized craft room. It's embarrassing. You guys, don't you think that sounds like an invitation to go to Jill's craft room for a live chat? I think it totally does. Awesome, Jill. Thanks. Okay. So I really just have one other thing I wanted to show you today because I'm so proud of myself. You know, I mentioned last week that for Throwback Thursday, I had dug up an old project and then I didn't have a chance to even knit a stitch on it. And so I endeavored to do better yesterday. I brought it to work and 2:30 or so, I had a chance to finally knit a little bit on it. And I finished the back, you guys. It's nothing much to look at. So here it is. But this is this beautiful, it's going to be a beautiful long mohair cardigan coat. I didn't bring the pattern, so I can't show it to you. It's on my Ravelry. If you wanted to go to Not Another Hat, you can click through to find it and see the what it's supposed to be. But it's very basic. It's a bunch of rectangles, basically. But it's made out of the Farmer's Daughter Mighty Mo, which is a mohair and silk, and it is held double on a size 10, so it goes fast once you get going, but it's long, so I had to knit this for 29 inches, hence the dragging. So last night I got the back bound off, and I cast it on for 2 fronts at the same time so that I can make them identical, and I'm going to take that with me this weekend. So back when I was talking about, hi Martha, hello, when I was talking about the potential of weekends, whenever you might have a weekend, it doesn't have to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm feeling the potential right now because my family's about to try something we haven't done before, which is an overnight train to Montana. So we're going to head over to a snowy place for the weekend, and some of my family will be skiing. Some of my family will be knitting. Guess who that'll be? So I'm absolutely like having that knitter's crisis where you want to pack all of the projects, but that's not practical. I probably won't take the crochet project because it takes too much brain power. Definitely going to take the mohair project because that's just stockinette. I might take Lydia, which is my colorwork scarf in the Rowan felted tweed I'm working on to get ready for our next knit along. Oh, definitely I should take the Rose City Yarn Crawl because I'm not done with Clue 2 and Clue 3 is already out. Clue 4 will be here Monday, so I'm really getting behind on that. But basically, it's an overnight train. We leave at 6. Lights don't go out till Spokane, so I'm thinking that might be 9 or 10. I'm gonna have some knitting time. I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And so with that, I think that I'm going to sign off. And I hope you all have as much knitting or crocheting potential in your weekend as I'm hoping I have. And if your weekend isn't right now, I hope you have just as good of a time whenever you do get to experience your weekend. So thanks again for tuning in for another live lunch chat, and I'll see you guys all next week. Bye-bye.